All of them look DNA though. Okay. Alright, so today we're going to be taking a look at character traits. I did, before we started, I asked you guys to have in your minds who your main character is and think about what are your main character's responsibilities, okay? So, we're looking at character traits. Why? Because it helps you better understand what you're reading. If you don't understand what your character is doing, if you don't understand their responsibilities in the story, then it'll be very difficult for you all to understand what is happening in your story. So everybody is reading something different, I understand. And I have you all sending me summaries every day about the little piece that you read for your first half hour. In some of those summaries, I see you guys saying, I think this is what happened. I'm not sure if this is what's happening. So once you get a full understanding of your character, you will better understand what that character is doing. So we're going to take a look today at character traits. So when you read a story, you need to watch the characters as if they are real people. So think of someone who you know that can kind of compare to your main character. That'll get you into the story and you will get a better understanding of what is going on, okay? So just looking at this slide here, it describes some character. We don't know who this person is as being adventurous, greedy, unhappy, aggressive, or fearful, fearful. So just looking at these words, which one of your vocabulary words explains what these words are? How would you group these words? If you have to define what each one of these words is explaining or what they are, what word would it be?
Adjectives.
They're all adjectives, right? Very good. They're adjectives. Why?
Because they're describing
Because they're describing the noun. Very good. It's modifying the noun. Yes. I'm killing it. Here, take Alright, so when I'm asking you to describe your character, I'm pretty much asking for nouns because you're describing I'm asking for adjectives because you're describing a what? Noun. Alright, good. So to identify the character traits, think of the following. So what does your character say or do? Alright? So some of your characters might be responsible for doing certain things and saying certain things that makes them the main character, okay? How does your character look? Alright? You want to take a look at that. There are some physical things about your character that may be noted by the author, and it may not be, but you want to take a look at that as well. I skipped the second one. What does the character think and feel? You must, again, relate to the character to understand what they're thinking and feeling. You must be able to make inferences to determine also what they're thinking and what they're feeling, right? It's not going to say in the book, I think. You're going to have to read it and say, okay, this is what my character is thinking and feeling. Next one, what do other characters think about the character? Is your character in conflict with somebody else? Does your character get along with somebody else? I saw that someone sent me something of their character running from people or hiding. Okay, so you want to make sure you think about that. And how does the character make you feel? Right? Alright, so we're going to take a look at this organizer, this graphic organizer, to take a look at some further character traits. So, I pretty much targeted this towards Malika. We all remember who Malika is, right? Who's Malika? Who remembers? Raise your hand. Kylie, who's Malika?
She was like dark skin, she was like real dark skin, and she was like being bullied.
Okay, but in general, who is she?
the main character from the skin I'm in.
The main character from the scene I'm in. And everybody knows about Malika. And everybody understands how she feels and how she felt and all that good stuff. So I thought that would be a good character to take a look at. So, let's take a look at Malika. What was her daily life like? Terrible. It was terrible, right? Why was it terrible?
Because she had to switch from
Hands. Yes, sir.
Because she would be bullied.
Because she was being bullied on a daily basis. So her daily life was terrible because she was being bullied on a daily basis, right? All right, good. So we know something about Malika already. So tell me about her physical description. Tell me about Malika's physical description. What do I mean when I say physical description? What do I mean when I say physical description? How does she look, right? Her physical qualities or characteristics, right? How does she look?
Dark skin.
Dark skin, raise your hands, please. Yes. Slim.
Ugly.
Trying to be unattractive at times. Yes. Short hair. What else?
You said big eyes.
Oh, yeah, one of the.
Big
Big
eyes.
eyes.
She said that.
She got brown eyes.
President.
I remember.
So, if we had not known this about Malika, would we have understood what was going on in her daily life? We had not known about her physical characteristics, what people said about her, so on and so forth. So this is why it's really important to understand your character. You might have to dig a little bit deeper, okay? So we know about her physical description. Tell me about the character's likes and dislikes. Who or what did Malika like or dislike or?
Jonah.
What?
Can you be quiet?
Shirley?
Jonah.
Okay, so let's take a look at her likes first. Who or what did she like? Yes, sir.
She like Caleb.
Caleb. Okay, she like Caleb.
He hated a girl named
Okay, she did not like Shar. Now, at first, do you think she liked Shar?
No.
She liked her. She envied her.
Okay.
And Shirley, Raymond and Ray.
Rain and Ray, so that was kind of her crew. Were they really her friends? No. Right? Anything else that Malika specifically liked or disliked? Who did she talk about a lot? Who did she?
The teacher.
Okay, the teacher, she liked or disliked Miss Summers at
Just
first.
like
At first, she
Just like her at first.
She just liked her at first, but she ended up liking her, right?
Yeah.
John, how does John play?
She used to pick on him when he was little in kindergarten, first grade. She didn't pick him. She just didn't want to be his partner.
So, did she like or dislike her? Okay. Dislike. Good. So, tell me about the character's relationship with others. How was her relationship with her mother?
It wasn't really good.
It was distant. Well, her father.
Kind of distant. Autumn used the word distant. So, they did talk, but did Malika tell her mother everything?
No.
She kept a really big secret from her, didn't she?
Yeah.
What other things can we point out about our relationship?
Her dad, she was very close to her dad.
Her dad is like poems.
seen that.
Alright. So start to think about how you can answer these questions about your main character. Because again, this will give you a better understanding of what you are reading. If you don't understand your main character, you're probably not going to know what you're reading about. And you're not going to be able to write a good summary, okay? In her personal journey, we're just talking about how she started off pretty much at the beginning of the book and how she developed or did not develop along the way. So how did that work out? How was her personal journey? How did that go?
Not so good.
It's not enough bad. They need to get better.
Okay. So at the end, she had high self-esteem. She was proud of herself. All that good stuff, right? All right. So if you had to describe Malika using an adjective, one adjective, what would you say? Shy, smart, unhappy,
Courage.
courageous, Alright. So you guys are giving me adjectives, but at the same time you've also given me the names of character traits, right? You named character traits. So again, did you notice that character traits are descriptive adjectives? Yes, because we talked about that. And we can describe characters using character traits that tell us specific qualities of the character, right? So in your novels, the author might tell you that, this is a specific trait about the main character, but most of the time, they'll just infer that. So as you're reading, you're going to have to figure out what exactly does the author want me to know? What exactly is he saying about this character? How is he describing this character? All right? So one person at each table will have a green sticky note under their chair. So everybody check under their chair quietly. Check under your chair. And the person who has it must read it aloud and share it with your group.
I got it.
Oh, we got something. We got something.
No, I don't.
I ain't got no sticky notes. I gotta read.
One person gave a Alright, so, as I said before, there's one person at each table who will have a sticky note under their chair. That one person is going to share what is written on the sticky note with everybody at the group. Alright? So take a couple minutes to take a look at that.
Don't press that way, expectation.
I have a couple of
I just read it. Yes, you did. Characters
I understand that each one of you have chosen different books. Sit up, please. Each one of you have chosen different books. Everybody sit up in your seat. Each one of you have chosen different books. Now, you must, of course, take a look at your main character, and I want you all to discuss individually. You all will be doing this because you all have different main characters, of course. I want you to discuss some of these things that are written on your sticky note as it relates to your main characters. So, for example, this group has character relationships. So I want you to tell me about your main character's relationships with others. All right? Some suggestions. You don't have to answer all of these. I just want you to take a look at a couple of them and kind of point out pretty much the answers to the questions. Okay? So I'm asking you about the traits that others like or dislike about your main characters. So think about that. All right? And this is only if you have this. They're all different. Take a look at your relationships with family and friends as it relates to your main character. Are they a role model? Do they have role models? Are they dependent on others or independent? Those are just some of the things that I want you guys to think about as you are working. Okay? What do you guys have? This group has personality traits, so they're going to be looking at the personality traits. What do you guys have?
Characters, personal journey.
Characters, what?
Personal journey.
Personal journey. Okay, good. What do you have? Likes and dislikes. What do you guys have? Likes and dislikes. What do you guys have? Don't talk while I talk, please. What do you guys have? Characters, daily life, and you also have characters, daily life. So I've given you some specific things to take a look at. What I want you all to do is, individually, I need you all to take out a piece of paper and draw this graphic organizer that you just seen.
Come on.
Right here.
Give me.
Oh, I didn't know. It's like, what? It's like that plus. I didn't know.